Good morning, everybody. We are here from the Professional Cooking Academy. My name is Lenal Klopper, and over here I have our student. Welcome to our cooking show this morning. We are making churros with salted caramel. Enjoy. Eenvoudig, die drie hoofbestanddele is koue water, botter of margarine en dan meel. En dan gaan dit die panada vorm. So ek gaan eers, waar hy lekker warm al reeds, ek gaan eers die water ingooi, dan gaan ek die botter. Ek verkies om my houtlepel te gebruik wanneer ek hierdie twee smelt. Dit is maar net om my spatulas te beskerm. Hulle is hitteweerstand, hulle is silikon, hulle kan nie dan iets baie erg met hulle gebeur voordat hulle enigstens gaan smelt, maar net om hulle te bespaar dat hulle nie verniel nie, verkies ek om die houtlepel te gebruik. So hy gaan behoorlik begin smelt. Okay. Terwyl hy smelt, kan jy nou enige geure in hom ingooi. Indien jy 'n chili churro wil maak, kan jy gedoogde chilies insit. As jy nou 'n kaneel een wil maak, kan jy nou jou kaneel insit. As jy sjokolade, kan jy nou jou kakao ingooi. So dit gaan basies saam met jou meel ingaan. Omdat ek suiker ingooi, gaan ek dit nou insit saam met die botter en die water sodat die suiker kan oplos saam met die mengsel.
Stukjes.
Okay, so before we can add the eggs, we have to let it cool down a little bit. Because if we add the eggs immediately now, you will actually get a scrambled egg choux pastry. So thus we took it off the heat now. While this is going to cool a little bit down before we add the 3 eggs, we're going to start with the caramel. Folks, you can continue. Here's everything you need. Add the sugar. Okay, so sugar first. Trick with the sugar, do not stir it. Okay, that is not on our little recipe. The trick with the sugar is you need to get it dissolved without stirring it. If you stir it, you are going to crystallize it and you're going to make a tamaleki. You are not going to make a caramel. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of a while together. Okay. Eggs. So here's my egg. One at a time.
Kan jy die eier bietjie nader as jy volgende keer breek wat ek hom kan inkry?
Kyk of dit we want this. We want this. Okay, the more you're going to be amazed. There you go. You see it came together. Look at that.
Lekker weer 'n deegie.
Lekker weer 'n deegie. Dit is belangrik. Dit gee smaak. Dit gee ekstra smaak. Dit maak jou sintuie binne op jou tong, maak dit wakker. Dis hoekom mense baie van chili ook hou of die sjokolade, want dit maak die sintuig wakker wat op jou tong is. It awakens it. So, cops turn down the heat, yeah? We don't want this to burn today. Okay. Cops turn. Any form of choux pastry is you can make it ahead of time. It does not need to be made immediately and cook immediately. You can cook it now, let it rest until tomorrow. You can let it rest, but after that it starts losing its texture and its light and fluffiness. Take the clean pot over there, crops, right there, and put it on. And we're going to start with the salted caramel.
Jy moet remember al die
sugary syrup, flour, water and butter, which you bring to the boil. Then you add the flour after the butter and the water is bringing to the boil. Brought to the boil, you put the flour in, it becomes a panada. After the panada, you let it cool down. You add your eggs one by one by one. Otherwise, your dough is going to be oversaturated and you won't be able to incorporate. Now, if you add it one by one, it's easier to manage. Then it becomes your choux paste. Okay. So at this moment, the butter and the water has melted together. Well, the butter in the water has melted together. The sugar has dissolved as well as the salt. Now, Cox over here, Oliver King, is going to add our flour and she is going to make the panada. Here you go. This was part of the practical exam they had last week, so she should be able to do this very well by now. Mix it all. as you can see, it is a bit looking like children dough at the moment. That is the texture you want. It will come together. There you go. Immediately it forms a tight bowl. Now it's starting to become a bowl. When you will come closer, you will see that the sides is starting to come away. Okay, so the actual dough is coming away from the sides, and that's what you want. That means that it's starting to cook. The flour, the gelatin needs to cook out within the flour. Otherwise, you're not going to have a crispy, light texture. You're going to have a very solid, almost like a linguine texture. It's too solid. You want that light, fluffy crispiness. It is melted sugar. Guys, more glossy. It's becoming a lot more glossy. It's very saturated, beautiful color. All 3 eggs are incorporated now. When you add the eggs, don't freak out. Stay calm, just keep on incorporating them. Now it's a very, very sticky dough. It's beautiful glossiness, perfect shoe. We want that. Okay, my nozzle is already in. Depending on the size of churros you want, it will depend on your nozzle. Okay. You can use one of those reusable piping bags, or you can use one of these that you just throw away. The trick with the piping bag is put it over your hand, like that. No mess. Okay, now I'm going to, first one, open up your nozzle there, as much as you possibly can. Put it in as low as you possibly can. It prevents your edges from becoming too dirty. Number 1, and number 2, it also helps with putting the pressure down here. And if you are going to push from too much from the top downwards, this area will start becoming fat because there's too much pressure here, and you end up with maybe popping on the side here, which you don't want. So, let it reduce a bit more.
I can smell that. Wat bikkie, zet je lekker zeggen bij elkaar.
Consistency going on here for our caramel. You can smell it. You're going to add the cream now. Now it's going to go shh. Go, pull. You're barely hearing the shh there. Okay, mix it well in. Bring it back to the boil again. Mix. Actually warm, and you don't know if it's warm. You can take the wooden spoon. Take the back of the wooden spoon. Put it in. If it starts cooking the spoon, as you can see, it's not cooking the spoon yet, so the oil is not warm enough. So if it starts making bubbles around it as if you've poured in food to fry, you know that the oil is warm enough. If this oil is not warm enough, you're going to give it 1 more minute before you start. Down. Your churros, once you're frying it, it will not go down to the bottom except if you have too much inside the pot at one time. Also, if your oil is not warm enough, it'll sink to the bottom. Please make sure that your oil is warm. It'll pop up to the surface of the oil immediately if it's warm enough. The oil is warm enough. It is trying to cook the wooden spoon. We want the oil this warm. This is good.
Slowly.
Alright, so this is, you're going to push it. Push. You're going to take scissors and you're going to cut it. Okay, that one is not very neat. Push and cut. Push and cut. Push and cut. You see it's popping up? I'm not going to add more now. A good brownish color. Now, please note that you do not have to fry it until it is dark golden brown, then it's going to have a burnt flavor. Please make sure that within the next 30 seconds we're going to take it out. We're going to put it on a piece of paper towel, and while it is warm, dust it with cinnamon sugar. Otherwise your cinnamon sugar falls off and does not cling to it. Take him out.
Spatkala.
No, nee, hij wil niet schuiven. Oh, ik ga het te veel op. Kyk, jy mis mos my shape. If you desire to make a heart shape or a circle shape, the easiest way to do it is take a piece of cling film or baking paper, cut it into a small square and make your shape. Then you're going to turn it around, you're going to put it in here, and immediately once it comes into contact with oil, your paper will come off. Ek gaan enetjie doen vir julle. If you don't have any spraying liquid, you can always just use oil. Do this. You're going to take this, okay, and then you can make your shape. If you want to make a circle, you can make a circle just like that. Cut it right there. Okay, put it there. Now, once that one is out, I'm going to take it and I'm just going to turn it around and put it inside because it's difficult to make shapes within the oil.
Lyk baie lekker, ek word nou lus.
So here's my circle. Now I'm going to place it inside, like that. And immediately, as it comes into contact, the paper comes off, just like that.
Was goed.
And that's an easy way.
Nog klaar. Okay.
Het jy die effek of nie rarig nie? Trouwens gaan Is dit reg? Like it nice?